Hey guys, it's Gazappy here, and do you ever feel like you just want to go through missions just with ease, not having to worry about any real threat, watching the whole room just get cleared in an instant? Well boy, do I got a build for you, as I show you my Sevagoth Prime. It's nothing too unique, but I've had a couple people ask about the build, so I figured why not release a video for it. As you can see, it is highly effective. No real worries whatsoever. You just walk, just enjoy the scenery as everything goes away. This scales pretty well, as I can't complain about it. It won't be able to go infinite, obviously. You can't go into level cap, but for just simple missions where you want things dead, this is it. So go ahead and come with me to the orbiter as I show you this super easy chill build. Alright, welcome back everybody. So let's go ahead and look at the mods I have on my Sevagoth. You see, I'm rocking the corrosive projection to help cut down on the enemy armor. I've got Cunning Drift to help with the ability range and real just mobility of all this. Rolling Guard in case my invisibility runs out. I got Shadow Haze and Dark Propagation to help augment my first and second ability. This one increases the critical chance by 50% on enemies inflicted with Death Harvest. A new shadow emerges from those enemies when they perish. Limit to only 3 shadows. And Dark Propagation, So augment. Enemies killed while inflicted with So spread its effects in a 15-meter radius. Shadow's Death Harvest also inflicts So. I got Intensify on here. Blind Rage to help really push that strength modifier really high up there. Stretch so it can reach pretty far. Streamline to help counteract the Blind Rage negative affinity. And Continuity to help everything just keep going. I got Arcane Energize for energy management, obviously, and Molt Augment in order so the power scales further into the mission you go, so it doesn't just fall off too soon, you know. And I also have Roar to help even further push my damage, because Roar is just one of the best helmet abilities when you want to do more damage. Sevagoth has a passive where on death you become his shadow and fight to resurrect him by collecting the souls needed to rebuild his tombstone. So pretty much like Inaris, you know, but better. Obviously, Inaris is one of the worst frames. It doesn't really matter what weapons you have in your slots, because all you're really doing is spamming the 1 and 2 ability and 4 for Roar. That way you can have more damage. I also have Archon Shards on him because I couldn't really fit like Primed Flow on him because we're trying to maximize the amount of damage. So I went ahead and threw on just the blue arcanes, or the Azure Arcane Shards, so we can have as much energy as really needed. If you come down here, this is Sevagoth's Shadow. Now, whenever we do die, which hopefully we don't, this is a simple little build, right? Steel Charge for his melee attacks. Preparation for whenever we do go into the shadow form, he always has 100% energy. That way we can play with all of his abilities. Adaptation to make him a little tanky. Rage to make his abilities even further enhanced. Both Umbral mods to really make the point that he's here to take out everything so we can get back in the fight. Quick Thinking to help actually keep him in the fight for even longer if needed. So instead of us just dying right off the bat, it'll drain our energy. So if we have full energy, our shadow's not going anywhere anytime soon. Streamline to help with the Blind Rage, obviously. And pretty much just like Sevagoth, Arcane Energize and Multi Augment to help get him further. His first ability on the Shadow is Embrace. He pulls enemies in just like Mag would, allowing you to really just tear into them to try and get those kills. His second ability, Consume, is he dashes through enemies and rips out their souls to heal himself. It's pretty alright. It's pretty useful whenever there's a group of enemies. Death's Harvest is inflicting nearby enemies with a harrowing condition, just like Sevagoth's 2. It makes them weaker, easier to kill. That way you can rack up some more stuff. And it also makes them 127% more vulnerable, which we all like to see. And then his fourth ability is he just goes back into his original form, but we can't do that because we don't have that ability, technically. Once we die, we're going to stay as our shadow until we get the kills, which will then bring back Sevagoth himself. So it's a pretty simple build, nothing too fancy. Obviously, you can make this better by adding some Forma onto everybody and adding more like range or duration or any other form of tankiness. Like you can throw on some Umbral Fiber if you max it out. Equilibrium to help manage it all out for you as well. If we look at his Shadow's Claws though, his unique melee weapon, you see that I'm going for just a lot of damage. I wanted to do as much quick slashing as possible, so I got Blood Rush to build up the combo. I got range. I got Berserker Fury, so we have even more attack speed, so we're just blitzing through them as fast as possible. We added critical damage, because our critical chance already is 142%, which is ridiculous, and it can only go higher. Killing Blow for whenever we need to throw in a heavy attack, and it's even faster and stronger. And obviously, both of the sacrificial mods to really just push us even further. But seeing as how Sevagoth only has 370 health and 370 shield with little armor, he's not the tankiest frame, which is why I like to use Shade Prime. Shade Prime, just by itself, allows us to go invisible whenever we are surrounded by enemies. And you won't really get knocked out of that invisible as long as you don't use your weapons. Because, funny enough, Sevagoth's 1 and 2 don't actually take us out of invisibility, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of that. So you can really just throw on any kind of mod you want. It doesn't matter. You obviously want Ghost on there though. Vacuum. You know, all the pretty much essential mods. I haven't really noticed any modifications on this guy since I got him way back when. But his playstyle really doesn't change, which is always nice. But that is my Sevagoth build. He stays alive as long as you stay invisible. Watch out for that poison. Roll through it if you need to. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed my short little video. I'm going to try and make some more, just quick videos, back to back, you know, to show off my builds, and that way everybody can see a little glimpse of the beginning stages of pushing for in-game and harder content. I'll hope to see y'all in the next one, though. I'll see y'all there.